It is my delight to welcome to the podium two of our most important people who have helped to contribute to this day. I am so delighted to introduce to you Joseph Cuevas and Deborah Gatlin, who will say a few words of welcome.
Thank you. Welcome everyone to the grand opening of the Peer Resource Center. My name is Joseph Cuevas, and I will be your co-MC for today's ceremony.
Hi, my name is Deborah Gatlin, and I'm very proud to be here today at this awesome event. I have the honor of introducing the Honorable Mark Ridley Thomas, Chairman of the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, and he represents the 2nd District, which includes the Augustus F. Hawkins Mental Health Center, where I work. So please join me in welcoming the Honorable Mark Ridley Thomas.
Yay, yay.
Well, thank you very much, Deborah and Joseph, and good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
If you're happy to be here today, why don't you give someone standing next to you a high five and say it's a good day to be here. Give them a high five. Show them some love. Pastor Bowie, Dr. Sharon, Dr. Kay, and to the Mental Health Commission itself, and most importantly, thank you to the peers and volunteers. A big shout out to the peers and volunteers. All of the advocates with lived experience for pouring your hearts into this space and into this initiative. This is a good thing. Somebody say it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
So this Peer Resource Center has a stated vision of creating heart forward. Is that all right?
That's all right.
Heart forward. Let me hear you say heart forward. These connections with everyone who enters this space. This Peer Resource Center demonstrates the power of partnerships that can be forged when we do what? When we work together. Last Saturday, we commemorated the 25th anniversary of the civil unrest that tested our community beyond belief in 1992. How many of you were here in 1992, 25 years ago? And you remember that wrenching experience. And those who have studied the root causes of the civil unrest point to the disparity in resources in this region, in the county, in the city, and all of the areas around. Disparity in resources, and resources that were out of reach, that people deeply needed. But today we celebrate the fact that we're putting a resource in place, and it's done in the tasteful and appropriate way that will make a difference. The term resource is useful to know where it comes from, a French word that says a source, a spring. In other words, it is going to replenish. It's going to cause something to happen that will rise again, that will cause one to lift oneself up and be restored. Anybody here today ready to be restored in this resource center? Clap your hands if you want to be restored. And so the Peer Resource Center, with its heart-forward attitude, will lift people up and help them rise again. And isn't that the whole point? Isn't that what we really want to do, to help each other recover, and by doing so help the entire community? If you make the mistake in thinking that it's just one person that's going to do it all, that is in fact a mistake. We can do it together, and it's the only way that we will do it well. Something happened together recently, and that was on March the 7th when the voters of this county said we're going to act together. 7 out of 10 said yes on Measure H, and you know what? Good things are going to flow from that. And if you believe that, you ought to know that we're going to open our hearts, open our minds, be creative and be imaginative, just like this center here today. It's going to be with new resources so that the county, in partnership with community stakeholders, is crafting all those recommendations to scale it up. Someone say scale up. Scale up. We're going to scale up compassion. We're going to scale up what it means to be effective. We'll scale up innovative strategies. And there's much work to do, and you know that there's a lot of work to do, but I strongly believe with your help, we will lift up our communities and, in fact, be restored. Those who have studied this issue know what that means, and many of them are here. The commissioners are here. The staff is here. The leadership is here. We are here, so then let's make something happen. Something happen that's exemplary, something happen that will set a new standard for what can happen, to take that which wasn't what it ought to be and make it what it should be. Yeah. That's where we are, and I'm pleased to be here with you today, and I want to say thank you and God bless you all.
Thank you, Supervisor. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce the Director of the Los Angeles Department of Mental Health and the visionary leader for the Peer Resource Center, Dr. Jonathan Sharon.
Wow, thanks so much for being here, everybody. This is really a special day. I think for so many reasons. It's the beginning of Mental Health Month. And what better way to kick it off than by doing something like this, which we got the chairman of the board in the house here with us today. And I'll just give you a little bit of history, and for those of you who heard this, I apologize, but I've been here for 6 months on Friday. Today's my 6th month and first day. And I have been spending a lot of time, so I do get here early and I do stay here late. I joke about feeling like it's been 6 years, loving years, but a long time, because I've been awake so much since I took this job. But I would often find that there were people outside this building who were suffering and struggling and really seemed to need access to resources. And some of them would be hanging under this awning when there was rain, and all you could see were steel doors and a chain link fence. And so after a while, I kind of came around, went through security back here, and there's this amazing unused space that had a lot of furniture, a lot of boxes, a lot of dust and dirt. And I just said to myself, they're on the wrong side of this door. And I got to tell you, this team, the people who have been involved in the creation of this space, has been an extremely special experience for me. I think this may be the most important experience of my entire career to date, because it's so grassroots. Everyone rolled up their sleeves. I want to thank a number of staff in particular. I want to thank Damian Parker and his staff. I want to thank Scott Hanada and the WOW team, along with Elena Ditko. I want to thank Robin and the entire executive team, and especially Miriam Brown. I want to thank ISD, who kicked us down big time when we needed extra support. But mostly, to echo the comments of our seriously courageous leader, Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas, I want to thank peers. I want to thank the peers, not just for doing the focus groups that helped us put this thing together and throwing in the elbow grease, but showing us the way, and the way that means something to those who suffer, because without engaging people at that level, we will never succeed. And that way, we're calling heart forward. We have to lean with our hearts to connect with other people and help them recover and reintegrate. And the motto of this place, aside from being Hartford, is that if you come in here, you leave with something. You may leave with a conversation and a friendship. You may leave with access to a car which will take you to get clinical care. You may get access to housing. You may get DPSS to help you out with your benefits, or you may get help getting legal assistance. But everyone that comes in here in a peer-run center is going to leave here with something. So if you all would be so kind as to, in a mellow way, exit the building, we can do a ribbon cutting here and really get this thing moving.